Hello there everyone and welcome back to another episode of Coast of the Week. I hope you all had a fantastic week so far. It doesn't feel that long ago that I've actually did another episode of Coast of the Week. So last week's episode was all about a roller coaster called Leapfrog. It was a little sort of junior coaster, little kids coaster thing. It featured quite a lot of different features. It features the banks, it features the over banks turns and a lot of other stuff on here as well. So if you've not checked out that little coaster, make sure you check out last week's episode of Coast of the Week and make sure you tune in because it's quite a good episode actually. But moving on from that, today I am back for another episode of Coast of the Week, and this week we are going to be looking at a little family roller coaster called Water Boats. Now this is a little water coaster for families. I built it myself. It didn't take that long to design. It's got a lot of helix drops. It's got lots of water. You plunge down into the water below, and you know it's got all that sort of thing. It's basically like a little boat. You sit in a little boat, and it goes up a lot of lift hills, and it goes down into the waters below. It doesn't go underwater. It just shoots water out. It's like you're going on a log flume, and it shoots water out. But you know, it's now time to have a look at the full data and statistics of this little ride. So it's time to have a look at the full data of this ride. Apparently it's a good little coaster for a thrill rating. It's 57 out of 100, which is okay. It's in the yellow zone, which is absolutely brilliant. It's quite an average thrill rating for a little family coaster. The naughtiest face out of 100, which is quite good for a coaster because it's actually designed for adults and kids, so it's not too sick. It's not too wild, so you know it's a little coaster I managed to keep simple. The max speed is 50.61 miles per hour, the average is 13.66 miles per hour. The time it takes is 2 minutes and 8 seconds. It's quite a long coaster. It's not as long as the other one that I had. It has 4 drops on it, and yeah, like that. So we're now moving on to the statistics. £4,700 to build. The capacity is 18. You get 6 in each car. It's not a train. It's just how many people go on, how many rides per hour that is. And like you said, you got the time again, 2 minutes and 8 seconds. And you know, it's just that's a nice little thing to do. What we're going to do now, we're going to do another POV of the water boats coaster, and I'll point along to some of the features we'll use along the way. So here we go. So here we are now on the water boats coaster. You can see it's making its way around the first lift hill. Up it goes. It's quite a small lift hill to start off with, and then they do get bigger towards the end of the ride. And you can see it's now going to plunge down into a track full of water below. It's going to go quite slowly on the next one. There we go. Now make its way up the helix. It's quite a slow start. So we are making our way up the next hill. It's quite a tiny one, but again plunging into the water below. Now makes its way around the containers. Like I said, this is in a construction site. I've got 2 brand new roller coasters at one of my parks now, and I'm going to show you one of them next week's episode, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Right, now making its way up the next hill now. This is the big one. You've got the big lift hill up, and it goes really fast in this last drop. You can see how high it actually goes. And then the last drop. And there we are. Make our way up the helix. Another lift hill. And there we go. and then just the final section to go back into the station. And there we are, 2 minutes and 8 seconds it took for it to get around the whole track, so basically that was a good coaster there. Anyway, it's time to end the episode. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Coaster of the Week. Make sure you check out all the other videos that are online on Branthwaite Productions. Tomorrow I'll be back for another episode of the Branthwaite Productions show, expecting what videos are going to be going on throughout the next few weeks. I did talk to you a little bit about those videos last week, but I'm actually going to talk about them in more detail, so make sure you stay tuned tomorrow for another episode of the Branthwaite Productions show. But for now, my name's been Jamie Branthwaite, this has been Coaster of the Week, this has been Branthwaite Productions, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of the show. See you later everyone, have a good time.